Myself, AWS, Azure and Oracle certified professional and Microsoft certified trainer. Many associates not only passed by following these videos, they have passed with above 90% score. If you have missed OCI Foundation Question Series videos, I highly recommend you please watch those videos. To encourage you for the free certification, we have started a giveaway where you can participate for free and win exciting rewards while preparing for the certification exam. Don't miss to click the I button at the top right corner to know the steps. Link is available in the video description as well. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon now. Let's begin. Question 1. Which three are Oracle recommended best practices for autonomous database alarms? And the options are A. Select the correct alarm interval for your metric. B. Create multiple alarm metrics. C. Routinely tune your alarms. D. Suppress alarm during investigation. E. Create a single alarm for each metric. And F. Use a single interval for all alarms. Depending on the frequency at which metric is emitted, you need to select correct alarm interval. Second, during your team member respond to the alarm and investigate the issue to mitigate the problem, you need to suppress the notification. Third, on a regular basis, you need to tune your alarm. Like weekly or monthly, you need to check and ensure all the alarm configurations are optimal. Back to the question. Option A. Select the correct alarm interval for your metric. This is correct. You need to set interval depending on the metric frequency. Option B. Create multiple alarm metrics. No, this is incorrect. You can create a set of alarm for each metric but not multiple alarm metric for single alarm. Option C. Regularly tune your alarm. This is correct. On weekly or monthly, you need to tune your alarm. Option D. Suppress alarm during investigation. This is also correct. Once you respond to the alarm and investigate the issue, you need to suppress the alarm. Option E. Create a single alarm for each metric. No, you need to create multiple alarm for each metric. So this is incorrect. Option F. Use a single interval for all alarms. No, for each alarm, depend on the priority, you need to set up interval. So this is also incorrect. So the correct options for question 1 are option A, C and D. Question 2. Which statement is true when you provision an autonomous database using the cloning method? And the options are A. Cloning database source can be a running database instance. B. A clone database source can be from a point-in-time backup that is less than 2 hours old. C. There is only one type of cloning option available in autonomous database. And D. You can clone a database in a security zone to create database that is not in a security zone. Now analyze the options. Option A. A cloning database source can be a running database instance. You can use a running database to create a clone. For databases running on shared Exadata infrastructure, you can also use a backup as the source of your clone. So option A is correct. Option B. A clone database source can be from a point-in-time backup that is less than 2 hours old. As per the OCI doc, when you create a clone from a backup, you must select a backup that is at least 2 hours old. So first part of option B is correct. A clone database source can be from a point-in-time backup. But the second part is incorrect. As per the question, it is less than 2 hours. But as per the Oracle doc, it is at least 2 hours. That means greater than equal to 2 hours. So option B is incorrect. Option C. There is only one type of cloning option available in autonomous database. Here we can see 3 types of cloning options are available. Full, metadata and refreshable clone. So option C is incorrect. Option D. You can clone a database in a security zone to create a database that is not in a security zone. In the prerequisites, you can't clone a database in a security zone to create a database that is not in a security zone. So this is actually reverse what is mentioned in the question. So option D is also incorrect. So the correct option for question 2 is option A. Question 3. Which set of options can be specified when defining the preferred maintenance schedule of the Exadata infrastructure for autonomous database dedicated? And the options are A. Week of the quarter, day of the week, start hour. B. Month of the year, week of the month, day of the week and start hour. C. Quarter of the year, month of the quarter, date of the month and start hour. And D. Month of the quarter, week of the month, day of the week and start hour. It is mandatory to configure the maintenance to take place at least once in each quarter. And you can control maintenance window like which particular month of the quarter, then which week of that month, then which day of that week, and at last what time. Back to the question. Option A, week of the quarter, day of the week and start hour. No, first you need to select the month of the quarter, not week of the quarter. So this is incorrect. Option B, month of the year. No, as quarterly once is mandatory, so you can't select a single month for the year. Rather, you have to select month of each quarter. So this is incorrect. Option C, quarter of the year. This is also incorrect. For each quarter, you have to schedule maintenance window. You can't select one quarter for the whole year. Option D, month of the quarter, week of the month, day of the week and start hour. This is the correct sequence. First identify the month of the quarter, then week of that month, then day of the week, then finally the time. So the correct option for question 3 is option D. Question 4. Which statement is not correct when setting up compartment quotas? And the options are A. Compartment quotas use policies that allow allocation of resources with a high level of flexibility. B. Along with compartment budgets, compartment quotas create a powerful toolset to manage your spending. C. Compartment quotas are set by Oracle. And D. There are 3 types of quota policy statement which are set, unset and zero. Let's first check few properties of compartment quota. Compartment quotas create a powerful toolset to manage your spending in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Tenancy. Compartment quota are similar to service limit. The biggest difference is that service limits are set by Oracle and compartment quotas are set by administrator. There are 3 types of quota policy statements are available: set, unset and zero. Now back to the questions. Pay attention, we have to identify the false statement. Option A, compartment quotas use a policy that allow allocation of resources with a high level of flexibility. This is correct statement as per Oracle doc. But as we have to identify false statement, this is incorrect. Option B is also valid statement. We can control our spending through Oracle compartment quotas. So this is incorrect. Option C is false statement. Compartment quota is set by user, not Oracle. Hence this is correct option. Option D is also valid statement. We have seen there are 3 types of policy statement available: set, unset and zero. So this is also incorrect. So the correct option for question 4 is option C. Question 5. You are requested to analyze a year's stock purchase data which is stored in Autonomous Data Warehouse instance. Which tool you would use to automate data exploration and create pivot tables? And the options are A. Business models, B. Data load, C. SQL Developer Web and D. Apex. Business models describe the business entities that are derived from data in an Oracle Autonomous Database schema or other sources linked to the database. Business entities include tables such as dimension tables for time and product values and fact tables for sales data. Back to the question. Option A, business model. This is correct. We can automate data exploration and create pivot tables using business model. If you want to learn the detailed steps, we would suggest you to go through Oracle learning video. Option B, data load. No, this is incorrect. Data load is used to load the data in Autonomous Database. Option C, SQL Developer Web. This is also incorrect. Option D, Apex. Apex is fully managed and secured environment for developing and deploying application. This won't help in requirements stated in the question. So this is also incorrect. So the correct option for question 5 is option A. Question 6. An Autonomous Database user with an instance wallet has left the company and share database user ID with other users when accessing autonomous database. Other than changing the shared user password, what can the admin do to protect the instance? And the options are A. Delete the user, B. Rotate the instance wallet and share the new wallet with the remaining user, C. Shut down and restart the instance, and D. Trust the user who left not to access the database. Wallet rotation lets you invalidate existing client certificate keys for a database instance or for all autonomous database instances in a region. You may want to rotate wallet for any of the following reasons. If your organization policies require regular client certification key rotation, or when a client certification keys or a set of keys is suspected to be compromised. Option A. Delete the user. No, this is not a valid option. Option B. Rotate the instance wallet and share the new wallet with the remaining users. Yes, this is right process. This way you can invalidate existing client certificate keys. So this is correct. Option C. Shut down and restart the instance. This won't solve your purpose, so incorrect choice. Option D. Trust the user who left to not to access the database. This is not advisable at all and also a risky step, so incorrect choice. So the correct option for question 6 is option A. Question 7. When you are cloning from a backup, what is the earliest timestamp of the backup is allowed in autonomous database? And the options are A. 2 hours, B. 30 minutes, C. 1 hour and D. 24 hours. You can use a running database to create a clone, but when you create a clone from a backup, you must select a backup that is at least 2 hours old. So option A 2 hours is correct. Option B 30 minutes is incorrect. Option C 1 hour is also incorrect. And the last option, option D 24 hours is also incorrect. So the correct option for question 7 is option A. Question 8. Which workload type does the autonomous database on dedicated infrastructure service currently support? And the options are A. Autonomous data warehouse only, B. Hybrid columnar compression, C. Autonomous transaction processing only, and D. ATP and ADW. You can see Oracle Autonomous Database supports two types of workload. One, autonomous data warehouse or ADW, and another is autonomous transaction processing or ATP. And if you scroll further, you can see both of them supported on shared and dedicated infrastructure. So option A is incorrect, as it does support for autonomous transaction processing or ATP also. Option B, hybrid columnar compression, is also incorrect. Option C is also incorrect, as it does support for autonomous data warehouse or ADW. And last option, option D, ATP and ADW, this is correct. Autonomous database on dedicated infrastructure service support both ADW and ATP. Question 9. In Graph Studio, which you can use to create a graph? And the options are A. Graph license key, B. Tables in autonomous database instance, C. NoSQL configuration, D. Graph analytics algorithm, and E. Graph created by a special tool downloaded from oracle.com. Option A. Graph license key. This is incorrect. Option B. Tables in an autonomous database instance. It's easy to create a graph from the tables available in autonomous database. With graph, you can analyze your data based on the connection and relationship between data entities. So option B is correct. Option C, NoSQL configuration, no, this is also incorrect. Option D and option E are both incorrect. So the correct option for question 9 is option B. Question 10. Which two statements are correct about autonomous data warehouse on shared Exadata infrastructure? And the options are A. You have direct access to the database node. B. Compression is enabled by default. Autonomous data warehouse uses hybrid columnar compression for all tables by default. C. Oracle database result cache is enabled by default for all SQL statements. And D. Parallelism is not enabled by default. Let's find out some key properties of autonomous data warehouse on shared Exadata infrastructure. Compression is enabled by default. Autonomous database uses hybrid columnar compression for all tables by default. You can specify different compression methods for your tables using the compression clause in your create table or alter table commands. Oracle Database Results Cache is enabled by default for all SQL statements. Changing the result cache mode is not allowed. Option A, you have direct access to the database node. No, you do not have, so this is incorrect. Option B, compression is enabled by default. Autonomous Data Warehouse uses hybrid columnar compression for all tables by default. Yes, this is correct as per OCI doc. Option C, Oracle Database Result Cache is enabled by default for all SQL statements. This is also valid statement, so correct. Option D, parallelism is not enabled by default. This is incorrect. So the correct options for question 10 are option B and C. Question 11. While creating a business model, what advanced option you can enable or disable? And the options are A, business object security feature, B, analytic view transparency view, C, autonomous aggregate cache, D, display private tables, and E, analytic view based table query transformation. While creating a business model, you can enable or disable the following advanced options. Autonomous aggregate cache, which uses the dimensional metadata of the business model to manage a cache and can improve query response time. Second, analytic view transparency view, which presents analytic views as regular database views and enable you to use analytic tools of choice while gaining the benefit of analytic views. Third, analytic view based table query transformation. This enables you to use your existing reports and applications without requiring change to them. So the three options are autonomous aggregate cache, analytic view transparency view, and analytic view based table query transformation. Option A, business object security feature. This is incorrect. Option B, analytic view transparency view. This is correct. Option C, autonomous aggregate cache is also correct. Option D, display private table. This is incorrect. And option E, analytic view based table query transformation. This is correct. So the correct options for question 11 are B, C and E. Question 12. For someone that is not a service administrator to use SQL Developer Web, what package would you need to use to give them true access? And the options are A, ORDS admin grant schema, B, ORDS admin enable schema, C, SQL Dev admin grant schema, and D, ORDS priv enable schema. The admin can provide web access for a user, REST enable a user with SQL command. The admin user need to run a SQL command like below. If you look closely, you can see first statement inside begin block is ORDS admin enable schema. Now back to the options. Option A, ORDS admin grant schema. This is incorrect. Option B, ORDS admin enable schema. This is correct statement. Option C, SQL Dev admin grant schema. This is also incorrect. And last option, option D, ORDS priv enable schema. This statement is also incorrect. So correct option for question 12 is option B. Question 13. You need to set up a notification for a scheduled shutdown of autonomous database instance. What should you do? And the options are add a before shutdown on database trigger within the database. B, create a rule for the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure event for autonomous database stop end. C, create a notification alert using DBMS SNMP package. And D, create an Oracle Cloud Infrastructure alarm for shutdown metric. If you want to set event and alarm notification for an autonomous database, then you have to perform these steps. First, create notification topic, then create subscription to the topic, then respond to the verification email, then wait for the subscription status to change from pending to active, then define an event with rule to publish message. And in this step, for rule condition, you need to choose autonomous database stop end or event type. Option A, add a before shutdown on database trigger within the database. This is incorrect. Option B, create a rule for the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure event for autonomous database stop end. This is correct. We have seen the detailed steps. Option C, create a notification alert using DBMS SNMP package. This is incorrect too. Option D, create an Oracle Cloud Infrastructure alarm for shutdown metric. This is also incorrect. So the correct option for question 13 is option B. Question 14. What are three methods to load data into the autonomous database? And the options are A, Oracle Golden Gate, B, Oracle Data Pump, C, RMAN Restore, D, Transportable Table Space, and E, SQL Loader. You can load data into autonomous database using DBMS Cloud Package, Database Action, SQL Loader, SQL Developer, Golden Gate, and also Data Pump. Option A, Oracle Golden Gate. This is correct. Option B, Oracle Data Pump. This is also correct. Option C, RMAN Restore. This is incorrect. Option D, Transportable Table Space is also incorrect. The last option, option E, SQL Loader is correct. So the correct options for question 14 are option A, B, and E. Question 15. Which three methods can be used to migrate your existing Oracle database to autonomous database? And the options are A, use SFTP to copy CSV files into autonomous database. B, use Oracle Zero Downtime Migration. C, use Recovery Manager. D, use Golden Gate. And E, use Data Pump. This is more or less same sort of question like previous one, but it has asked in different way and few options have changed. So from the previous question, we can say option D and option E are correct. We can also confirm option C is incorrect. So now we are left with two options, option A and B. Within these two, one is correct. Let's find out it's A or B. You can see to load data from the text file, we need to use DBMS Cloud Copy Data command, not SFTP. Under Data Migration Service, Oracle Zero Downtime Migration Engine is also mentioned. Move back to the option. Option A is incorrect, as we need to use DBMS Cloud Copy Data command, not SFTP. So option B is correct, as Oracle Data Migration Service does use Oracle Zero Downtime Migration Engine. So the correct option for question 15 are option B, D, and E. Congratulations, we are at end of the video. Have discussed many questions which will help you in your exam preparation. Check other videos already available in this channel to get more questions. Hope you have learned a lot. So please like the video, subscribe the channel and share with others. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.